Hey, what's up guys? John here. In this video, I'm going to cover how San Francisco went from the most expensive city in the entire country to an absolute hellhole in less than a year, all thanks to Gavin Newsom and what their true plans are. These are not dumb people. They're not just simply locking us down and having no real plan. They have a real plan for California, but especially San Francisco, and what they have planned is so sinister. It's hard to even imagine. It's hard to believe. But in this video, I'm going to break it all down. I'm going to provide all the facts. I'll always list the references to everything that I say in the top comment below. Did you know that over 10% of the entire city of San Francisco left this year alone? There was roughly 883,000 in San Francisco prior to the pandemic. Now 90,000 households have left. More and more are going to leave during the holidays as they plan for 2021 due to the fact that California just went through another lockdown. They're shutting restaurants down, indoor and outdoor dining shut down. San Francisco is going to have the winter, and people are going to be trapped inside their home. They're going to be trapped in their home paying very, very high tax, the highest taxes in the country, to live in a city where they can't enjoy any of the amenities. That being said, crime is skyrocketing, and they're going to go likely east to Florida, Texas, even they'll go to Nevada as well. They'll go everywhere else but California. And all this is going to do is fall right into the hand of the politicians so they can accomplish their ultimate objective. And that's what I'm going to cover in this video. I ask one thing, please hit that like button. If you do, it's going to push this video out to more people, and the more people that see it, the more of a chance we have of making a difference and turning this ship around and saving the beautiful state of California from these demonic politicians that we have, especially Gavin Newsom. So that being said, please hit that like button and let's begin. So the solution to slow the spread in San Francisco that they're implementing right now is called communism, and here's how it works. They're now trying to pass a universal basic income program to get money out to the citizens for free. So free money, everyone loves free money. The problem with free money is that there is no free money. Ronald Reagan had a really good quote. The 9 scariest words in the human language are, "I'm with the government and I'm here to help." Nothing in this world is free. That stimulus money that people are so excited about, did you know that 40% of people actually make more money from stimulus than they did actually working their job? What this then does is it cripples and crushes small and local businesses. It makes the employees dependent on the state, and it then bankrupts the business. Now what's going to happen is the new stimulus check. This stimulus check is now likely going to be incorporated with you getting vaccinated. John Delaney, U.S. representative, said that we need 75% of the U.S. population to be vaccinated for us to return to normal. He then goes on to say that we won't have a vaccine available until March or April, meaning we'll be locked down until we have 75% herd immunity, which would then mean that we were locked down December, January, February, March, April, plus a few months, give or take, for us to hit 75%. Meaning that these expensive locations like San Francisco means they're all going to go under. So what does Gavin Newsom do? He keeps these lockdowns in enforcement with his competitors inside of wine country. He keeps his winery open, and he's making more money than ever because he has a forced monopoly. And in addition to that, he signs a new bill. And this bill into law states that no corporations can run out and buy properties in California, and that only individuals and the government and nonprofits appointed by the government can go out there and buy properties. But which individuals can actually afford to go out and buy property when they're not going to be able to qualify for mortgages due to his lockdown restrictions? It's a sinister plan that he has to seize properties from the people of California. And if you disobey and your property is not maintained to the new government standards, you can be fined up to $2,000 every single day. California takes their madness a step further by suing Uber and Lyft, saying that they need to offer all of their employees health insurance. Those companies combined offer employment for 500,000 people in California. Now, what's going to happen now is Lyft said they're going to be launching a AI-based driverless vehicle in 2023, starting in San Francisco. Jeff Bezos, through Amazon, invested in a company called Zox. This company, they now are going to be competing with Uber and Lyft, offering a vehicle that has no front or back end. So it can go this way, it can go that way, it can go any direction it wants, up to 70 miles per hour, extremely accurate, and it's going to compete directly with them. Now, I believe that that company is ultimately going to merge into a value add for Amazon to where they can do deliveries and they can really cut down on their costs. They don't have to pay the employees, they don't have to pay health insurance or benefits to their employees. It's going to drive their profit margins up to such a high degree that no small business can compete with them. Speaking of small business, nearly every restaurant in San Francisco has complied with their new safety precautions. Every time that they raise the bar, they comply and work with them, whether it be building out outdoor dining areas, building sanitation stations, social distancing, whatever requests they have, they comply. They simply just want to service the customer. And now they're forced to close. Many of these businesses will not reopen. And as they don't reopen, this works out quite well for Amazon and for Lyft and Uber and all the AI-based businesses where there's no contact. They can do contactless communication and business. And this is for everyone's safety. They love that word, safety. But ultimately, all this does is grab the power and the freedom away from the people and hand it to the big corporations. Those corporations that many of these Democratic politicians say they're going to protect you from. Amazon just stepped up and put up $200 million to buy a 5.9-acre site in prime San Francisco for deliveries to service the area. This is a testament to what they intend to accomplish in San Francisco, which in my opinion, is going to be full domination of San Francisco. This site was going to be used for housing, to supply housing in a much needed area of San Francisco. I believe ultimately what's going to happen is Amazon is going to see the beauty in real estate. They're going to see that the real money is going to be made based on housing, supplying housing. But right now it's too early for them to jump in. I believe that they're going to do something as a universal basic income or some type of universal pay is made, and that pay is going to substantiate how much these properties are truly worth. Rental properties are based on income. If the income is high, the values are high. If the income is low, the values are low. And right now they know that with the amount of capital that they have on hand, that they can do a lot with it. So they're not going to buy right now. They're going to wait. And as these values fall, you're going to start to see Amazon stepping into housing, and especially these expensive cities that they already have a solid footprint in, like Manhattan and New York City, San Francisco, LA, these dense urban areas where they already have a significant holdings. They're going to continue scaling and growing, and you will see Amazon as a leader in residential real estate in the coming few years. The average tenant uses 54% of their gross monthly income just to pay rent. Well, due to the pandemic, many parents are working and their kids are no longer in school. So what do? They're out there hanging out with their friends and committing crimes and doing things they otherwise would not be doing. Armed robbery, grand theft auto, these aggressive crimes are being committed by 10, 11, and 12-year-old children. Crimes have skyrocketed. Burglary shot up 42% citywide, arson 39%, stolen cars a 34% uptick, homicides a 32% uptick. All of these habits these young children are developing early on can lead them down the wrong path in life. And this ultimately is going to put them in a position to where they end up in jail or worse. Both Oracle and Hewlett-Packard have left the Bay Area. They're leaving not just due to crime, not just due to the fact that they don't need to pay the highest income taxes in the country, but the fact that they can outsource. They can essentially hire a wider array of talent anywhere in the world for much less money. And this is what's going to happen. Ultimately, they're going to start hiring people from India, from China, from Japan, from all over the world, and begin outsourcing and reducing their overall office footprint that they need to have in Class A locations like the Bay Area and Manhattan. And all this is ultimately going to do is take money away from America and send it east. And as that happens, high-end jobs are going to slowly start coming down. But the first step is moving out of the Bay Area. That's why you have Hewlett-Packard, they left. Oracle just left as well. Tesla also just left. But a lot of these high-paying jobs are leaving California, and it's going to greatly reflect the property values in the Bay Area. San Francisco also has a major problem with people defecating in the street. They had over 30,000 reports of people just pulling their pants down and defecating all in the streets of San Francisco. America's most expensive city is now a toilet, but it's gotten so much worse than what it was in 2018 and 2019. We've seen rents drop 35% so far in San Francisco. So if you rented an apartment in, say, February of 2020 for $3,000, that same apartment now is $2,000. I think we'll drop another 35% from here. Would not be surprised to see apartments going for $1,300 or $1,400 in San Francisco, mainly due to all the high-paying jobs and great opportunities leaving San Francisco, crime skyrocketing, and the desirability is really fading. What are you going to do in San Francisco if you can't enjoy the amenities of being in San Francisco and you're simply just stuck? And that's how a lot of people feel, and they're leaving. And this all works out quite well with Governor Newsom and all the new laws and mandates that he's forcing on people that people are willingly accepting. For example, the bill where California can essentially seize properties, this works out quite well for him because these properties that investors buy, they buy them on a 5 and 10% return at best. And when you reduce rents by 30, 40, 50%, all these landlords are operating their properties at a massive loss. In addition to that, he issued a mandated eviction moratorium where tenants essentially don't have to pay rent. So these tenants now are living rent-free and saving money, most of them, and the landlords are covering the bill. They say, oh, the landlords will get their money on the back end. If the tenant doesn't have the money, the landlord won't get the money. And all this is really designed for a reason. This works out quite well for the state of California, especially an expensive city like San Francisco, where I believe Amazon is going to take over and a lot of big tech companies will come back in and start seizing properties when things get really depressed, because I believe big tech operates like a government. Facebook operates like a government. Amazon operates like a government, and they all work together. They say that the middle income levels are very, very important, but they seem to not really care for them that much, in my personal opinion. I believe that we all need to stand up together and not close down and really fight this, because if we don't, in the course of the next year or 2 years, everyone will look back on this in a world of regret. So please hit that like button, share this with a friend. If you have anyone that you know in San Francisco, send this to them, and let's save that city. We can save San Francisco if we all work together. There's so many more of us than there are them. So that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.